Russia and Ukraine are set to hold their first direct peace talks in 3 years. Both countries have said this, but hopes for a breakthrough remain dim after Russian President Vladimir Putin spurned an offer by Ukrainian President Zelenskyy to meet face-to-face in Turkey. Zelenskyy has said he was sending a team headed by his defense minister to Istanbul for the talks, even as he said that the Russian delegation did not include anyone who actually makes decisions, accusing Moscow of not making efforts to end the current war. Zelensky's announcement on Thursday, though, came after the Kremlin said Putin had no intention to meet with him in Turkey, sending instead that junior delegation for the planned talks, a move that Estonian Foreign Minister Margus Tsahkna said was like a slap in the face. Just listen in to what the US President had to say regarding the matter.
Після того, як ми зрозуміли рівень російської делегації, ми бачимо, що вони, на жаль, дуже несерйозно ставляться до реальних перемовин. Поки що ми не бачимо серед присутніх ті, хто дійсно ухвалює рішення, хоча це була, хочу нагадати, пропозиція русських до прямих перемовин, підтримка президента Трампа особисто, що лідери повинні зустрітися, але тим не менш.
He was going to go, but he thought I was going to go. He wasn't going if I wasn't there, and I don't believe anything's going to happen, whether you like it or not, until he and I get together. But we're going to have to get it solved because too many people are dying. Thank you. You're going to land right now. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Well, for an expert's view on the matter, joining us live from Washington at the moment, John Rosamondo. As always, thank you so much for making time for us on NDTV. John, in terms of the stakes and symbolism, this is the first direct contact in 3 years. Putin is absent. Zelensky's team lacks decision-making power. So what does this actually say about the real intent behind these talks, John?
Well, it just shows me that it's a lot of window dressing. It's just a lot of stuff saying, hey, you know, the Russians and the Ukrainians are talking. However, when you don't have anybody who makes decisions in the room to do anything or do any of the heavy lifting, it just shows that these so-called peace talks are nothing but symbolism.
Right. And in terms of what we've just heard the US president say, that nothing is going to happen unless he and Putin meet, how do you think this personalization of diplomacy actually affects the credibility of peace-building efforts?
Well, I think that it brings to the top. I mean, one thing about Donald Trump is he believes in personal relationships to make deals, which is something that he learned in his years as a real estate developer and as a businessman.
Right.
And you saw in his first term where he reached out to Kim Jong-un, the dictator of North Korea. I think that President Trump believes that he has the charisma and the ability to persuade Vladimir Putin to make concessions. However, if you look at the facts on the ground, Putin seems unwilling to make anything short of disarming Ukraine.
Yes.
And the acknowledgement that Russia has won the war.
Meanwhile, Zelenskyy has described the talks as a step towards de-escalation, but also accused Russia of lacking sincerity. What do you have to say about this dual messaging? Is it a strategic move to maintain Western support?
Well, I think that Zelenskyy just has to look at reality. I mean, he's just talking like it is.
Right.
Vladimir Putin has zero interest in peace. I mean, he's shown that in his refusal to have largely symbolic ceasefires, and in his refusal to stop the war in the name of peace. So I think that this is something par for the course.
John, as we wrap, if these talks fizzle out, as many expect, what are the likely repercussions we can expect for Ukraine's battlefield strategy and also for Western cohesion on sanctions against Russia?
Well, I think that you'll have large cohesion on sanctions among the Western nations. However, I think that Ukraine is on borrowed time. The West has largely reduced its military aid and assistance to Ukraine. Ukraine has a limited supply of manpower.
Yes.
And everything right now is in the hands of Putin in terms of momentum and capability.
Well, we'll keep a close eye on all the developments as far as Turkey and the peace talks are concerned. John, as always, thank you so much for making time for us and joining us with your views.
Thank you.